Namaste, Namaskaram. A very, very, very heartwarming welcome to everyone who is watching PMC English right now. I hope you all have liked, subscribed and shared PMC English to everyone that you know. So my dear friends, I welcome you all to a beautiful episode of Spiritual Glossary. And my name is Parinitha Patri and I am welcoming you all to this glorious program. A program where we are talking about words and what they mean. And I'm very excited to bring to you this particular word of today, my dear friends. And what is so special about this word? I'm sure that everyone has experienced it any time in your life or maybe every day. The word is promise. So my dear friends, have you ever promised anyone? Or were you promised by someone? Were you disappointed with someone? Or did you disappoint anyone by broken promises or by making a promise? Or did you fulfill those promises? Now, before we get into all of that, I would like to talk about what promise is all about. What exactly the word promise means. So a promise is a concentration. A true promise is a commitment by all the parts of a person, which are focused in unison upon a decision. And behind your promise stand focused all your energies and interests. When one promises, he calculates the obstacles and possible disturbances on the path. But he never wavers in his promise. Never. A promise is a very, very complicated psychological phenomenon. And when you make a promise, you create a certain frequency in your aura. When you break your promise, you create another frequency which fights with the frequency of the promise. And you create conflict within your system. And many sicknesses are the result of promising something and not doing it. Any promise creates a direction of energy in our mental body. A pattern which needs fulfillment. When we ignore our promise, that pattern or energy formation creates disturbances through conflict with the other formation, which comes into existence in the denial of our previous promise. And a promise flows into space like a beam of energy. And when it is ignored, it comes back and hits the source. And promises are those moments in our mind when things are aligned in our physical, emotional and mental planes in such a way that we see no reason to avoid meeting a need. And this is a state in our nature where there is continuity to a certain level. When we break our words, promises and commitments, it is a sign that we are not as aligned as we thought we were at the time of our promises. But we are under a command or in vanity or trying to save our face or secure an interest. Those who have built their bridge seldom make promises. But when they do, you can depend on them. So my dear friends, isn't that lovely to understand what a promise is and what it does if we break it? But if you want more and more information, there is a session on the science of promises which you can also find on PMC English, and you can go through it to understand more about the science behind promises and what exactly happens with promises, my dear friends. You can just search the science of promises on PMC English and you will find that session there. So my dear friends, this particular word promise has been taken from two books. One is The Psyche and Psychism and the next one is Challenge for Discipleship, written by Torkom Saraydarian. So my dear friends, I hope you're all going to be careful from now on before you promise something. And through this particular session, I have learned that we need to make promises when we are centered, when we are in equilibrium, when we are in balanced position. That we cannot make promises when we are too happy or too sad, or maybe happy or sad. Stay balanced, stay centered, stay focused, and balanced, and that is when you can make a promise, and that is when there are many chances, 100% chances that you will be fulfilling that promise. So that's it for today, my dear friends. That's the episode for today for Spiritual Glossary, and that's all from me for today. Thank you so much, my dear friends, for watching PMC English. I will see you again in the next episode of Spiritual Glossary. Till then, namaste. Thank you.